Paraguay is the least visited country in South America, and that's precisely why it's worth your time. It's landlocked, deeply proud of its indigenous Guarani culture, and almost entirely absent from the tourist trail. A country of red earth, wide rivers, ruined Jesuit missions, and enormous empty wilderness where you'll rarely see another traveler. If you want somewhere that still feels genuinely undiscovered, this is it. Welcome to Optimized Travel Destinations. My name is Laura, and I'm part of the Optimized Travel team. We help travelers plan amazing trips through our concierge service, and our team has worked together to list the absolute best places Paraguay has to offer. These are the top 10 places to visit in Paraguay, counting down from 10 to 1. Number 10, Filadelfia and the Chaco. Filadelfia is the main town of the Paraguayan Chaco, out in the vast, hot wilderness that fills the northwestern half of the country, about 6 hours by road from Asunción. It's an unlikely place, a tidy, orderly town founded by German-speaking Mennonite settlers in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by one of the last great wild frontiers in South America. The Chaco is enormous, empty, and full of wildlife. This is proper off-the-map travel. The cooler, drier winter from May to September is far more bearable than the brutal summer heat. I'd give it 2 or 3 nights and go with a guide who knows the wildlife. Number 9, Concepción. Concepción is a faded river port on the Rio Paraguay in the north of the country, about 8 hours by road from Asunción, or a slow boat up the river. It calls itself the Pearl of the North, and while it's seen grander days, it has a genuine, unhurried charm, old colonial buildings, a busy riverside market, and the sense of a place that runs on its own time. The real reason to come is the river itself. This is the launch point for boat trips north toward the Pantanal wetlands and the wildest stretches of the country. The dry season is the time for river travel. I'd plan 2 nights, ideally around a boat trip up the Rio Paraguay. Number 8, Ybycuí National Park. Ybycuí National Park is one of the last surviving patches of Atlantic forest in Paraguay, about 3 hours southeast of Asunción. It's a lush green world of waterfalls, walking trails, and dense subtropical forest, and it's a favorite weekend escape for people from the capital. Tucked inside the park are the ruins of La Rosada, one of the country's first ironworks, which gives the hikes a bit of history alongside the birdsong and the swimming holes. It's a gentle, easy taste of Paraguay's wild side without going all the way out to the Chaco. Come on a weekday if you can, since weekends get busy with day trippers. A full day is plenty, though there's simple camping if you want to stay over. Number 7, Villarrica. Villarrica is a relaxed country town in the green heart of southern Paraguay, about 3 hours from Asunción. It's one of the oldest towns in the country and one of the most pleasant. A leafy plaza, a handsome cathedral, and a surrounding landscape of rolling farmland, yerba mate plantations, and small German and Italian farming communities. Nothing dramatic happens here, and that's the appeal. It's a lovely, low-key slice of rural Paraguayan life. Honestly, it's the kind of place you come to slow down and drink tereré in the shade with the locals. Villarrica is comfortable most of the year. I'd give it a night or 2 as a gentle stop while exploring the southern countryside. Number 6, Areguá. Areguá sits on the shore of Lake Ybycuí, only about 30 kilometers east of Asunción. It's the artistic soul of Paraguay, a pretty colonial town of cobbled streets, old houses turned into galleries and stalls selling the ceramics the town is famous for. In spring, it becomes the strawberry capital of the country, with vendors lining the streets, and there's a real creative bohemian energy that's rare in Paraguay. My favorite thing about Areguá is how easy it is. A short trip from the capital that feels like a completely different, gentler world. Spring, roughly September to November, brings the strawberries and the best atmosphere. It's an easy half-day trip from Asunción, or a relaxed overnight if you want the town to yourself in the evening. Number 5. San Bernardino. San Bernardino sits across Lake Ybycuí from Areguá, about an hour from Asunción. Known to everyone simply as San Ber, it's Paraguay's summer playground, a lakeside resort town founded by German immigrants, full of old summer mansions, leafy streets, and a long tradition as the place the capital escapes to when the heat arrives. In the summer months, it's lively and social, with beaches, boats, and a proper holiday buzz along the water. Out of season, it's sleepy and calm. It's not wild or remote, but it's a fun, easy dose of Paraguayan leisure. Peak season is the summer, from December to February, when the town is at its liveliest. I'd give it a night or two, and go in summer if you want the full atmosphere. Number 4. Ciudad del Este and Itaipú. Ciudad del Este is Paraguay's second city, right on the triple border with Brazil and Argentina, about 5 hours from Asunción. It's a chaotic, buzzing commercial hub, but the real reason to come is next door, the Itaipú Dam, for years the largest hydroelectric plant on Earth, and a genuinely staggering feat of engineering you can tour. You're also right on the doorstep of the Iguazu Falls across the border, and the smaller but lovely Mundai Falls sits just outside the city itself. It's a year-round destination, though the dam tours and falls are best on a clear day. I'd give it a night, using it as a base for the dam, the falls, and the border crossings. Number 3. Encarnación. Encarnación sits on the Rio Paraná in the far south, directly across the water from Argentina, about 5 hours from Asunción. It's one of the most enjoyable cities in the country, and it has a genuine surprise up its sleeve for a landlocked nation. Encarnación calls itself the Pearl of the South, and it's earned a reputation as the beach capital of Paraguay. On a hot afternoon, the whole town seems to be down by the water, and it's a genuinely lovely, laid-back scene. The other reason people come is the carnival. Encarnación throws the biggest carnival in Paraguay, and in January and February, the streets fill with parades, feathers, drums, and dancing. A smaller, friendlier cousin of the famous Brazilian version, and a lot easier to actually be part of. Summer, from December to February, gives you both the beaches and the carnival, though it's hot. I'd give it 2 nights and use it as your base for the Jesuit missions just up the road. Number 2. The Jesuit Missions. The Jesuit missions are scattered through the green countryside of southern Paraguay, the 2 finest, Trinidad and Jesus, about 30 minutes north of Encarnación. These are Paraguay's cultural crown jewels and its 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and they're genuinely extraordinary. In the 17th and 18th centuries, Jesuit priests and the indigenous Guarani built a network of self-governing mission towns across this region, an ambitious, almost utopian experiment that was eventually crushed when the Jesuits were expelled. What's left are the beautiful red sandstone ruins of those towns. Soaring roofless churches, carved stone angels, plazas, and workshops slowly being reclaimed by the countryside. Trinidad is the largest and best preserved, with a huge main church, a bell tower, and some of the finest surviving stone carvings. Jesus nearby was never even finished, which gives it a haunting, frozen-in-time quality. There's a nightly sound and light show at Trinidad that brings the whole story to life, and it's well worth timing your visit around. The ruins are opened year-round. A clear day and the golden light of late afternoon show the red stone at its best. I'd give the missions a full day from Encarnación and stay for the evening light show at Trinidad. Before I reveal number 1, I want to take a moment to tell you about why we made this video. Paraguay is one of the hardest countries in South America to plan, precisely because so little is written about it. Information is thin, distances are long, public transport is patchy, and the difference between summer and winter is enormous. A bit of local knowledge changes the whole trip. That is exactly what Optimized Travel was built for. Head to OptimizedTravel.com to find out more, or click the link in the description. And now, number 1. Number 1, Asunción. Asunción is the capital and the heart of Paraguay, sitting on the bank of the Rio Paraguay in the southwest of the country. It's one of the oldest cities in South America, the so-called Mother of Cities, from which much of the continent's colonial expansion was once launched, and almost every trip to Paraguay runs through it. The historic center has grand old buildings in various states of elegant decay, from the pink Palacio de los Lopez on the riverfront to colonial churches and crumbling mansions, with street art and new cafes filling in the gaps. It's not polished, but it's full of character and unpretentious. The real life of the city is in its markets and plazas. The Mercado Cuatro is a chaotic market where you can find anything, and where the mix of Spanish and Guarani you hear on the streets tells you a lot about the country. In the squares, people gathered to drink tereré, the ice-cold version of yerba mate that is basically Paraguay's national ritual. And then there's the music. Paraguay has one of the great folk traditions of South America. The Paraguayan harp is the national instrument, and hearing it played live in a bar in Asunción, alongside plates of chipa and sopa paraguaya, is about the most Paraguayan evening you can have. Asunción is hot in the summer and mild in winter, so the cooler months from May to September are the most comfortable. I'd give it 3 nights minimum, and make sure one evening is spent in a plaza with some live music. That's the city at its best. So those are the 10 best places to visit in Paraguay. From the wild emptiness of the Chaco and the strawberry town of Areguá, through the beaches of Encarnación and the red sandstone missions of Trinidad, all the way to Asunción and its harp music in the plazas. If you're ready to plan your trip, head to OptimizedTravel.com and let me know in the comments, which of these 10 would you visit first? Asunción straight away, or would you head for the Jesuit ruins? Drop it below. Don't forget to subscribe. We cover the world's best destinations every week.